I have a question for you guys. ICANN and SOC. Um, how would you guys explain our belief in a composite nature, but also not mixing?
Sure. So, our belief in one composite nature of Christ is in the same way that we believe in one composite nature of man. And in the one composite nature of man, neither the soul nor the body mix. And a lot of the fathers make this analogy and use this analogy. So, if anyone wants to object to our concept, they would have to object to the analogy of the fathers. They'd have to object to the fathers themselves. But I'd also like to mention that mixture only happens between two liquid substances or between things that are of the same, I guess you could say, layer of reality. There are
Mm.
three layers of reality. There is, and this is called, by the way, the tripartite model of reality. The three layers are the divine layer, which is what God is, and then the noetic or knowledge layer or spiritual layer, which is souls, angels, demons, etc., things that are not physical. Uh, and then there's a physical layer of reality, which is just anything that's physical. And so things on the same layer cannot be united and become one without mixture or without division. For example, on the physical layer, you can't combine a chicken body and the human body and get one thing without them mixing or without them being divided in some way. There would necessarily have to be some type of mixture because they exist on the same level of reality, and so there's an overlaying between them. For example, if you wanna bring a chicken body and a human body together, make them one, it'd just be a terrifying thing. It would be some sort of uh, I don't know, yeah, tertium quid, as Phil K says in the comment. But if you have a thing on the spiritual layer and the physical layer, such as the soul and the body, they can become one without mixing and without confusion and without division. And so, in the same way, for the incarnation, you have the third layer, divinity, which transcends, it is above the spiritual layer, because God is not just a mere spirit out of many spirits. No, God is transcendent. He is above essence, as the fathers describe him, and he is above all types of creation. And so, God is able to unite with a human soul and a human body and become one without mixture and without confusion and without division.
Okay, so I can. How would you reply to Jonathan Hill saying the union of body and soul is not fitting because it results in a tertium quid?
He would have to prove that from the fathers because we do rely on the fathers, their understanding, and the fathers would deny this. The example that Tertullian from the third century brings of for a tertium quid would be an electroid, and I forgot the exact analogy, but it's something that has nothing to do with the soul and body, for example. And many of the fathers use the analogy of the soul and body. Even the Athanasian Creed, which is considered to be a Western creed that is not truly from Saint Athanasius, but even the Athanasian Creed, it uses the analogy of soul and body to describe the unity of Christ. And here on the screen, we have many of the fathers using the analogy. Some that are not mentioned on here, but I know for certain do use it, would be Saint Epiphanius of Salamas, um, Saint John Chrysostom, Saint Ambrose was on here, but he also used it. Um, yeah, and Saint Gregory of Nyssa as well, and many other fathers. And so we know for certain it is a fitting analogy in some way. Obviously, every analogy has its differences, but we accept what is fitting from the analogy. And Saint Cyril of Alexandria outlines what is fitting for us, that it is one nature, composite, that it is not divided into two, and that it is one after the union, and that there is no mixture, nor confusion, nor division. And so that's how I would respond to this argument.
Awesome.